Hi guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be bringing you my latest review for the latest and very good episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which dropped yesterday. I had a full evening yesterday, didn't have a chance to watch it when it dropped, so I watched it earlier today. Very much enjoyed it, so now I'm here to bring you my spoiler-filled thoughts and reaction to it. So like I said, this is a spoiler-filled review. If you're not caught up on Strange New Worlds by this episode, the most recent episode, which is episode 6 of season 3, you don't want to keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers, plot details, character stuff, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. Well, first and foremost, it felt like a good old-fashioned episode of Star Trek, where if they weren't going up against a group of Romulans or Klingons or a hostile race of aliens, or trying to avoid some kind of unknown natural or unnatural space or disaster like that, they were going up against a big scavenger ship, a ship-eating ship. And we have seen something like this before in this series, in the original series, at least 2 times, I think. Yes. I think in at least 2 episodes of the Doomsday Machine and something else. Something Andromeda, I think. Anyway, there's at least 2 episodes of the original series that had a similar storyline in those episodes, and they're quite entertaining to watch. And this episode was quite entertaining to watch. I don't think it was an accident at all, or a coincidence, that of all the crew members of the Enterprise, we had Spock, Chapel, Uhura, Scotty, all of them jump aboard the Farragut to assist Kirk with his very first captain mission. And it was great seeing them all interact together for the first time, so to speak, as a crew aboard this ship rather than aboard the Enterprise. And this episode was much centered around Kirk and his first outing as captain during an emergency situation, and the decisions that he has to make that he'll have to live with forever. Much like Pike tells him at the end of the episode, those decisions are yours and yours to live with. And it's a very hard lesson for any captain or anybody who's ever in charge of anything that affects other people to learn. And of course, you know, the bitter irony or the shocking reveal of this scavenger ship is it wasn't manned by drones or hostile aliens, but people, human beings lost to space hundreds of years earlier. And these were their descendants, and apparently their ship had become this monstrous scavenger ship feeding off of other ships and crew members and whatnot. And it was up to the Enterprise and the Farragut to finally put a stop to it without realizing who their adversaries were until it was too late, until they were beaten. But then again, there is the lesson that Kirk learned in this episode, as Pike emphasized to him, those decisions are yours and yours to live with. So, harsh lesson for harsh lesson for Kirk, but an important one nonetheless. Yeah, it was pretty great seeing the original crew members all together aboard the Farragut like that. Even though they were all played by different actors, you could tell this is that crew. Like, they're starting to come together as the new crew of the Enterprise. And everything about this episode was very exciting. The stakes were high, the emotional intensity and the scenes. The characters try to figure out what to do, what's working, what isn't working. Just classic Star Trek episode overall, involving a large entity that was a ship-eating machine, basically. So I really liked this episode a lot. In fact, this whole season so far has been outstanding, with one enjoyable and entertaining episode after another. And the best part is that each episode so far has had its own little subgenres or categories to it to make it unique. Some of it ventures into rom-com territory or full-blown mystery mode, and then some of it into horror mode, and then some of it into sci-fi thriller mode. And yet it's all very entertaining and very well done, at least in my humble opinion. So I liked this episode a lot, and I hope you guys did too. So what did you guys think of this episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are down below in the comments section. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Star Trek Strange New Worlds drops new episodes every Thursday on Paramount Plus. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and of course, until next time, live long and prosper.